Okay, so it seems that there's been a little bit of drama in the Wuthering Waves community, all surrounding one video coming out from Doro44. Now, if you don't know, Doro often makes these little update videos, kind of talking about a new Wuthering Waves update, and also talking about other stuff as well. But this one in particular caught a lot of people's eyes, as it's been a little bit controversial over on Twitter, for not really the best of reasons. I feel like a lot of this has been blown way out of proportion, and I wanted to talk about it and kind of throw you, guys into what exactly is going on and explain it. So yeah, as I said, obviously these videos, this is a video called I Tried the New Wuthering Waves 2.4 update, and it's a thumbnail saying it's amazing, and obviously this is something that he does quite often. He does it, he did it on version 2.1 as well. I think, sometimes he just does it every now and again whenever he feels like it. And well, the newest one has come out and it's caused quite a lot of discourse over on Twitter, especially with this one post over here from Firewalkers or Astral Modulator. Now, this person actually has me blocked. I don't know if they preemptively decided to do it because, they thought I was going to make a video on this. Well, I've made a video on this, and also blocking does nothing, so it doesn't really change anything. But I thought it's kind of crazy. So, guys, I don't think I've ever interacted with this person before. And essentially, they say this. Genshin CC strike again with a hate towards fan service and ML, which ML, by the way, means master love. Apparently, this is what I found out. They actually clarified this down in the replies. It essentially means, yeah, obviously the main character being the center focus and stuff like that. They say if you don't like ML and play an ML game, then you're simply not the target audience. Also, a lot of these, also are these lots of people that complain about it and hope Kuro fix it in the room with us, because all I see is the vocal minority whining. Now, obviously, you can see as well, this also got community noted. Obviously, this is a very big post over in the Gacha Police with 600,000 views, 1,000 likes. And, it's a pretty big topic. Now, let's just play the clip of exactly what Doro is saying here, and then we'll talk through exactly, what has been said.
I'll get this one out of the way because I know a lot of people don't like this. It's the trope where all the characters are just in love with Rover in the story quest. Now with this one, it had me in the first half because I was like, oh, you know what? It seems like Lupa isn't really like into Rover, right? They're just like partners in the story quest. And I was like, okay, cool. Finally, like Lupa's not really into Rover. Cool. But then by the end, it kind of changed, and I won't spoil too much, but I was like, oh, okay, here we go again. And I know a lot of people in the WuWa community aren't really liking that trope being used so much. But I do think that Kuro has been getting that feedback a lot, so hopefully they fix it for the future. Now, the other thing I'm kind of like on, and I just feel like, why did we add this, is the bathing mechanic. They added a mechanic where you can go into like a bath and you can invite other characters and then take a bath with them. And you can like select their spot, and then you can go into first person mode and like look at them and like take photos with them. Did we have to really add that? Which takes me actually to my next point, which I'm kind of like 50-50 on, are the swimsuit skins. Shang Li's is actually really pretty and I like it. It's tasteful. But Carlotta's, like, it's just out. And I get it. Swimsuits look like that. I don't know. You might be into that, you might not be, but it's in the game. And the last...
Okay, so that's pretty much the entire clip that they've showcased there. Honestly, I think there's some points that maybe could be argued upon, and I think the main takeaway from this as well is that this is just Doro's opinion. I think this has been a common theme over the past couple of days. People have been getting attacked for their opinion. Marco Meatball got attacked for his opinion. I'm pretty sure Nicholas Light got attacked for his opinion. And obviously now it's Doro's turn because he's decided to voice his opinion on the game. Now, obviously we can unpick these opinions and talk about it and say, hey, I just don't think that's true. Now, obviously with the Lupa one, that definitely is true. There is, obviously with Lupa, they tend to, they kind of switched up the dynamic a little bit. And I think at this point, if you haven't realized that this is the whole kind of way the story goes with some of these characters in Wuthering Waves, then I feel like you're a little bit stupid if you haven't realized that, most of these characters end up falling for the main character, whether that's something that you want or something that you don't want, that's whatever. But I think you should have realized by now, especially so far into version 2.0, that this is how it is. Now, obviously, yeah, you can ask for a change, you can ask for it to be different, but I think to kind of complain about it every single update, it does get a little bit boring, especially as you know that this is going to be the kind of outcome of it, and this is going to be something that is going to feature quite heavily in the story. And I think, yeah, once you get like that deep into the game, they haven't changed anything. I think, you know, it's kind of a question of, do you want to continue playing it or do you not want to continue playing it? Now, me personally, I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me. If anything, it's actually quite nice. I don't mind it. But again, obviously Doro has his own opinion on that, and that's totally fine. And I think, you know, obviously then he moves on to other points as well. For example, like the bathing one, which I do think is pretty interesting. I don't know exactly what point he brought up. Like, obviously he was saying that, you know, why did they add this and stuff. I don't know what his reaction was to the Genshin Impact one, because Genshin Impact did the exact same thing. They actually did it before Wuthering Waves. Now, again, there were some other replies in this post, which we will go through, so maybe they do have a reaction to that, that shows him reacting to this. And if he has the same reaction as he did to this one, then I think that's totally fine. But if he's there going crazy over, you know, the Genshin Impact bathing, whatever thing that this is going on, and he says this one's weird but the other one isn't, I think that's just a little bit weird. But again, I don't really know. And also he goes on to talk about the swimsuits. I do think that saying Carlotta's swimsuit is more revealing is pretty crazy. I feel like they're about on the same level, if not Changli's is a little bit worse. But hey, I mean, you know, that's again just an opinion. But also, obviously, you know, Firewalkers goes on to say, also notice how he says it's cool if Lupa wasn't into Rover, not even talking about how the relationship developed. He didn't even talk about how Rover came into Lupa's life when she was almost all done and needed someone. How the dynamic feels organic, it's just hate towards ML. Now, obviously, yeah, I can understand that. I can understand why some people like that. But again, you know, I think it's more of a just opinion-based thing rather than a factual thing. It's not just like, yeah, this story would be better 100% factually if Lupa didn't or was or whatever in a relationship with Rover. I don't think it really cares. I don't think anyone really cares, you know. I think it's one of those things where people have differing opinions. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And that's just pretty much it. Obviously, people are saying the data we do have is Carlotta, Camellia, and Shorekeeper are the highest selling units in the game. All of whom have strong ML relationships with MC. You're not the target audience, just the vocal minority, which again, I can understand. Obviously, yeah, they have built up a lot of kind of, I guess, relationships behind that, but also I think it is pretty disingenuous to kind of ignore the fact that these are meta characters as well. Carlotta, Camellia, Shorekeeper, they are all characters that deal very high damage and are very, very, you know, heavily involved in a lot of team comps and stuff whenever it comes to endgame. So I think it's a little bit disingenuous to kind of ignore that fact, or the fact that they're just a powerful character as well. You know, obviously, yes, it is a factor that they, you know, built up a strong relationship with the MC, but I think at the same time, they are literally just a strong, you know, character in the game. They keep going and say credits to that person for compiling. It said, also, did Doro ever complain about the entire hot bath in the event in Genshin put in the game, or is he only comparing about the optional bathtub scenes and swimsuit skins in the WuWa area? Now, I don't know, you know, what his reaction was to this, or whether he had a, you know, major reaction to this. And obviously, yeah, he says half-naked male character, I'm pregnant, that's crazy. Did half-naked female character, oh no, how dare they give her a swimsuit which looks like a swimsuit. Hypocrisy at its finest. And then Brother says majority of the WuWa community shares the same view as him. Obviously, this is something that
this man did something to me. A primal something just came out. I think I'm...
Which, yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, whenever it comes to, like, comparing the two, it is a little bit weird, but at the same time, I don't think it really matters. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. He said, again, this is not meant to as an attack on Doro, nor do I condemn anyone doing personal attacks on him. This post is meant to show the hypocrisy and fake virtue signaling, which gets painted as the view/take of the entire WuWa community, but it's just a personal opinion, which I can understand. I can understand that, you know, they think that they think that Doro is speaking for the entire WuWa community. I don't think he is too much. I mean, obviously, yeah, saying that lots of people complain about it is quite of a generalizing statement there. So maybe if there was some evidence behind people, you know, saying that would be nice to include in the video. But again, you know, I don't think it's the end of the world. I feel like it's just an opinion. And obviously, yeah, the whole video is literally, I tried. You know, I tried is obviously a more personal kind of title. Obviously, Doro replied to this saying, makes a video 99% glazing WuWa. Twitter then cherry picks an opinion they don't like. Classic. Which, yeah, I think it's kind of crazy. Obviously, throughout the rest of the video, he does glaze the entire, you know, update and says that it's a, you know, a good update, an enjoyable update, which I think is nice. And obviously, yeah, I think a lot of people have cherry picked this like one little segment in the video just to kind of argue about. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong about arguing certain opinions in a video, even if the rest of the videos are okay, because obviously I can make a positive video about Wuthering Waves and then say the most heinous, you know, thing halfway through the video and go, well, the rest of the video was positive, so you're just cherry picking. No. I don't think that's the point there. But again, I do think that you know, obviously it has been a little bit of added context to the rest of the video, which I think a lot of people have missed from this clip. So again, I do think actually it's not a case of, you know, there's just one bad thing that people are cherry picking. It's just the case of people, you know, it's just a more wider thing. I don't really know. It's very confusing, and obviously, yeah, a lot of these people are going pretty crazy. And also there's other people as well posting this in the gacha please saying this Hoyo44 needs to chill, and needs to stick to Genshin and stop covering WuWa. He's just giving Hoyo Shields more fuel to spread propaganda against WuWa. Again, this person seems mad. Obviously, some people got really mad at them for calling him Hoyo44. I mean, it's just a name, let's be real. But again, I don't think it's the end of the world. I feel like people like trying to attack him on this kind of stuff is so dumb, and I think that, you know, honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's just an opinion that Doro has voiced on one of his own videos, and Twitter have taken this a little bit too far. Obviously, as I said, you don't have to agree with his opinions on Lupa, you'd have to agree with his opinions on the swimsuits, you'd have to, you know, agree with his opinions on the bathhouses or anything like that. But at the same time, I do think, you know, it's a little bit unfair to just kind of attack him over his own opinion. But yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go over to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off again. They've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.